you know, my 2016 Nissan Frontier, the Pro 4X that I had. I built that basket for it. This is the basket right here. And then I had a 2019 Nissan Titan Midnight Edition, and I built another rack for that one, and this is it right here. Well, the Nissan Titan, whenever I took that to the dealership and sold it, I didn't leave the rack on that one. I took it off, and me and my wife, we traded our two trucks in, obviously. Well, not obviously, for those of you who don't know. We had two 2019 Nissan Titans. I jacked both of them up. I did a 6-inch rough country lift kit on both of them, and I put a rack on mine and a front bumper on hers. Because of COVID, she lost her job, so we had to trade those trucks in and downsize. We got a little Nissan Frontier, and those of you who've seen the video, you know, I put a 2.5-inch rough country suspension lift kit on it, and I kept the basket for my Titan, and I just put it on the Frontier. So here it is, mounted on the Frontier. We got to get a tire for it to mount it. So now we have our recovery gear ready to go. So far what we've done to this truck, you know, we did the 2.5-inch coil spacers up front, and then we did the 2.5-inch drop shackles, which is not actually 2.5, it's like a 1-inch shackle in the front, and then our 1-inch spacer in the front, and then a 2-inch shackle in the rear, or whatever it is. I don't know the actual measurements on it. We did that and rocked it out for a while, went off-roading, and that got us up to 12 inches of ground clearance. And then we put this on here today. I fabbed it up, so I'll show you guys what we got. We have the 2 gas cans, the 5-gallon gas cans. This is a 19-gallon tank, so that way when we go out of town and we go somewhere far out, we have an extra 10 gallons of fuel, half a tank of gas ready to go. We have our pickaxe mounted in the back. We will eventually get a full-size spare back here. We got our square nose shovel for digging out certain types of soils. We got our recovery tracks. We have a round nose shovel for, again, different kind of soils. And then we have our sharpshooter, again, for different kinds of soils. And the high lift jack. So what I had to do to get this one to mount is these right here actually were sticking out further. It was 4 inches wider than what this truck could fit for my Titan. So all I did was just take a Sawzall, and which I got for Christmas, thank you Richard, and I cut this down off of here. I measured out my 2 inches in here, and I just moved it in and welded it back out, and then I just capped the ends. These are not the prettiest welds, but I'm welding with a 110 flux wire welder, and the end caps aren't that great. I was just trying to get it on, so I moved it in by 4 inches. And then the underframe up here, you can see we got the back bar, the front bar, and the 2 support bars. The framing's actually made out of rebar, and we got a middle bar in between each one. And then this is 1.5-inch square tubing. These angles are cut to 22.5. So originally, y'all can see that I had this bar right here, this square tubing that came out, and it was cut to 22.5 to match the angle of this. And this is also cut to 22.5. But and then you can see I had holes right here drilled out to go through the bed on the Titan. But since I didn't need that on this one, I had these bed rails. I just welded another plate in, and then I just bolted it up. Only got 1 bolt per plate. That should be more than enough. It's grade 8 on that aluminum. If it's not enough, I'll change it out and add another one later. But it's solid, it doesn't go nowhere. It's not the best looking welds in the world, but it holds all of our recovery gear. And then again, also, we're gonna have the full-size spare up top. And then whatever other gear we need to carry in there, we can carry. So this is step 2 of what we're doing to this truck. Now my other truck, I had a roof rack, and then we used to, when we actually got off-roading, what we would do was we have 6 recovery tracks, and we would throw the other 2 up here, or the other 4 up here, 1 on the driver's side, or 2 on the driver's side, 2 on the passenger side, and we'd just bungee them to the roof rack. So if we needed a quick grab and go, we could do that, because those are bolted in. Those are emergencies, but we have another 4 of them for whenever we actually need them to be quick, accessible for off-roading and everything. Now, the next step, what we're doing to this truck, this is step 1, step 2, the lift kit and the basket. Step 3 is going to be the bumper. I'm going to build. I was going to order the Coastal Off-Road, but I've decided to save money because my wife doesn't work anymore. I'm going to build it myself. So step 3 is going to get rid of this bumper and build that out. And then step 4 is going to be the rock sliders, which I already have material for them. It's going to be the rock sliders. And then step 5 is going to be the rear bumper. Building a rear, I might do the Coastal Off-Road like Ronnie did on Hard Endure. Go check his channel out. And I might do that bumper, so I get the high clearance bumper. And then step 6 is going to be a Titan swap with the front differential M205 instead of the R180, and changing out the front differential with the actual Titan front differential, and possibly changing out the rear differential with the Titan differential as well too, because the Titan differential, both front and rear, will mount perfectly on this truck's frame. So you don't have to do no cutting or drilling. I just got to make sure that the bolts will fit the frame width, and if all the mounting points are the same width and track, I'm going to look at getting an actual Titan rear differential to match the front Titan rear, the front M205, so I don't have to change gears out. I can just throw them both in and be done with it when it gets to that point. So it's going to be a long road before we get it all done, but the next thing will be the front bumper, then the rock sliders, and the rear bumper, the Titans. Oh, and then we're going to black out the chrome handles, the mirrors, and the grill. We're actually going to replace the mirrors with tow mirrors, so that way whenever I'm towing my camper, we can actually see it. So it's going to be fun, but that's where we're at now. And then there's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to go on with this guy in the future as well. She's not even close to being done. Not even close. But the plan right now is to get out of debt. I'm doing what I can for free. So if I could get a bunch of scrap material from my job that's just going to be discarded, I could build my front bumper and my rear bumper for free. Minus the cost of my welding wire and stuff like that. So if I can do the rock sliders, the front bumper and rear bumper for free, that can hold me over until I can get my Jeep paid off and quite a few other bills paid off, and then get the truck paid down before I start really sinking money into it. And the Jeep, there's a lot of stuff I'm going to do to the Jeep, but I'm going to wait till it's paid off. Once it's paid off, I'm going to start doing some pretty cool stuff to it, but that's going to be later down the road, because I'm not going to go through what I did with my Frontier and everything else, because my 2016 Frontier, I had it all decked out badass. Traded it in and get my Titan because I wanted a full size, and then started fixing my Titan up, and then we lost it. So I'm not going to sink a lot of money into anything until it's paid off. I've learned my lesson the hard way, and I won't repeat it.